if you live a life that you genuinely do not enjoy, that's nobody's fault except for yourself, and I really mean it. Like you'll find that a lot of people, when they wake up, right, that I would say 99% of people are doing something that they don't like. And here's the thing with as far as psychology is concerned, because somebody doesn't feel up to standard for some reason, people are of firm belief that everybody needs to feel that way. So just because one person's having a bad day, it's like everybody else has to have a bad day. And I'm like, that's if that's your life, it's you've lost. Like I just don't know what to tell you. Like people like that have a serious problem, because they're more often than not, as I mentioned, they're in environments, situations, friendships, and relationships that they completely despise. And despite the fact that they don't like them, they continue going on about this. You see, the thing with me is, like, if you don't like yourself and you don't like your life, that's your life. When you drag other people into your life, or at least you try, I'm like, yo, I can already tell you're a weak punk. Because at the end of the day, the only person who you're hurting is yourself, right? You clearly aren't taking anybody out in the process. You trick yourself into thinking you are. But the level of misery that comes from living a life that I would say you don't enjoy, man, it's dark, right? And this is the problem you have when you find that more often than not, you're spending too much time trying to please people. You're trying to please genders. You're trying to please friends. You're trying to please family, right? And when you live a life like that, right, like where you're just trying to please people, and you feel like you have to make a point. So you sacrifice your health, your well-being, your happiness, your overall joy, to achieve a job that gives you a high title and potentially a good pay, but you don't like the job. It's that's a life that I feel will not pay off in the long run. I don't care how much the job gives you, because at the end of the day, you're sacrificing your own morals and your own personal beliefs to try and accommodate for a lifestyle that you are not happy with. And at that point, you have to ask yourself, like, seriously, what went wrong? Because if you keep living that life, you're going to be miserable, and you can see it on a lot of people's faces. I'm not saying everybody's like this, but I will say, like, generally speaking, like, let's say you're commuting to school, for instance, or you're trying to go down and just see what's going on in the city. Like, what do you see? You see people are miserable, man. Like, people are just, they're so upset. They look like they're dragging themselves on the ground on purpose. Okay, I'm not disputing the fact that you gotta make a reasonable pay, right? Because when that's the case, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you decide to settle for that as a long-term lifestyle, and you don't have any initiative to kind of get out of that situation, right? But you keep it because you want to be able to buy a nice watch and you want a nice house, right? Which is all cool, but you're sacrificing your happiness for that. And I'm telling you, like, it's a dark life when you're not happy or you're not satisfied in a situation, whether that's a job or a relationship or whatever. It's there's a level of darkness you can feel from that. And it's like the sad thing about this is these types of people, they make the world subject to their feeling of darkness, to their feeling of pain. It's obvious they're in pain, because I'm like, people who have a fulfilled life, you can just see it on their face. They're promoting just general human ethics, greetings, mannerism, personality. But when you're just going through the motions because you want to you more or less just aren't satisfied, believe me, not only does it show on the person, but it will sorry, it will show just evidently like what this person ends up emitting to the world, to the atmosphere, to their family, to their friends, to their communities. That person may think they're tricking people by stretching a smile, but you're not tricking anybody. People are very well aware that you are deploying misery, that you are just like doing nothing but trying to put forward a fake image, that just because you hold a title of lawyer or chief in your job, that for some reason that makes you entitled to have authority over other people, when deep down inside we can see that you got yourself a good title, which is good. You got yourself a good pay. I know how hard that can be, but you're miserable. You're miserable. So was that worth it? Like, is that really worth it? Because I'm telling you right now, I know people who work in ice cream shops on minimum wage who have shown me far more human ethics, who have been far more grateful for their positions in life, who have had far more enjoyment living in student accommodated homes than I know from people who have high ranking jobs who are just straight up jerks. I don't know what to say.